In this video, we're going to take a look at whether we believe Allie Calabrese, aka Alfred Calabrese, was a made member of the Cleveland Mafia. Now, I often see Calabrese listed as the underboss at some point or a soldier. So let's take a look. Now, Calabrese was probably most well known for his alleged role in the Danny Greene murder conspiracy. He was actually charged with the murder, and he ended up beating the case mainly because he was in prison the day that Danny Greene was killed on a parole violation. So there was really no evidence against him, and he was acquitted, along with Licavoli, Leonardo, and Tommy Sanito. So after the dust settled from the Danny Greene murder, there was a making ceremony in the summer of 1979, and Joseph Gallo and Tommy Sanito were made. And we know that Calabrese wasn't made in this ceremony or the ceremony that took place in 1983 for Russell Papalardo and Joseph Icobacci, because Angelo Leonardo became a cooperating witness, and he told the FBI about the making ceremonies he was involved in. Then Calabrese was jammed up with Frank Skinny Velota on a cocaine conspiracy case out of New York that originated in Cleveland, and he was sent back to prison in 1984. And he stayed in prison until 1992, around the spring or summer of 92. And then he hooked back up with Joe Louis Icobacci, who was trying to reorganize the family after he was released from prison, and he was the newly minted boss. John Treleone had died not too long ago, and Icobacci, Calabrese, and Paul Wiesenball, a man they met in prison, came up with a scheme to defraud banks by kiting checks, playing the California swing. You write a check from a West Coast bank, cash it in the East Coast, and you could have time before the check clears. Similar to that movie, Catch Me If You Can. Now, the scheme resulted in a Calabrese and Icobacci both being indicted in 1995, and both were sent to prison. And during this investigation, the FBI made it pretty clear they believed that Calabrese was not made. He was an associate. They made a whole thing of it at Calabrese's bond hearing, that he was an enforcer for Joe Louis's crew, and that he was an associate of the family. Now, they did have one of their co-conspirators, Paul Wiesenball, wearing a wire on them, and so the feds probably had a good idea of what was going on around that time. In all my research, and some people I've talked to, it all leads me to believe that Calabrese was never made into the family. He was too much of a wild card for guys like Licavoli and Leonardo. They wanted more stable people that are going to, follow their orders and directions. So people have, Calabrese listed as the underboss in the early 90s. I just don't think there's any merit to it either. Obviously, if he wasn't made, he can't be the official underboss of the family. So, thanks for watching.